Hello, everyone. Hello. This is going to be kind of short and sweet, I guess near and dear to my heart. Today's video is about the concept of a 5-year journal, not necessarily this one. I have just turned 45, and so I realized in 5 years I'll be turning 50. For most people, that's a big deal, and that alone can be the point of having a 5-year journal, of saying, this is going to be the reason that I count these days down. But I have a little different reason as well. My dad passed away when he was 49, and it was because he struggled a lot in his life. He was probably autistic, not diagnosed, and he passed away when I was 23, I think. And so I'm coming up on having had this time in my life where there's going to be more years without him than with him. So I guess that's probably 46 coming up, just to think about it. But I think the other part of it was when I turned from 28 to 30, I had kind of a hard time. Although I have to say 39 to 40 was easier, but still kind of those transitions between the numbers was kind of hard. So I wanted to kind of document those times leading up to that, and also kind of mark it as a triumph to get past 49 to 50. Not to say anything bad about my father or anything. It's just that for me, it's important to go beyond that number. And to say I'm still here and I'm still going. Yeah, I mean, right now I can think about him a lot, about the good times that we've had with him, and a lot of positive memories. So I'm not going to deep dive into that. But so I went out searching for a 5-year journal, and there are lots out there. There's some really gorgeous Midori ones that have embroidery on them. I almost got one of those, but there was something about this one that just kind of attracted me in terms of the layout, and I'm just going to show that real briefly. The only downside was that when the shipper shipped it, and it's the person who makes the company who makes this, which is, does it say? It'll say on the inside. There was just plastic on the outside. Oh, here it is. Youth Will. I don't know. I'm definitely not recommending this brand. The silver, the plastic film, very thin, like any kind of very plastic thin film. They just slapped a shipping sticker on the outside, threw it into the mail. So it is kind of dented up, but that's how we are too in life. I didn't ask for a refund or anything, but yeah, the edges definitely got dinged up. So I probably wouldn't give it as a gift, but again, there's much better ones out there. What I liked about this one was that there is a grid. A lot of the other ones just have lines, and I liked that the 20 was predated and that you could circle the day of the week. And that's it. That's how simple it is. And what I'm going to be doing is starting, today is August 1st. So I'm going to start this tonight. So today is Tuesday, 23. So it's going to do 24, 25, 26, 27. And you're like, wait, that doesn't quite get me there. That's because I wanted to do it after my birthday in July and really get past the number 50. And so if you look, I actually had to double make sure at 28. So this will be anything before August 1st. This last week will be in 2028. It's just that the rest of this book will be 27. And that's how I'm using it from my birthday. You can start it at the beginning of the year. That's great. I did notice also that in February, it'll be two 29ths. So it'll be 24 in the 2024 and 2028. And it's kind of fun that they're both there. But then I won't have entries for these because yeah. But that's about it. It does have some beginning pages here. It's for mapping everywhere you've been. They do have some goal pages, but I've kind of started writing on them, and they're kind of personal. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be starting out with. There's some things back here for after the 5 years, the full 5 years. This is kind of what the goal pages look like. They just have some areas to write some things in, and this is just like their stuff here. So again, it's not anything fancy, but I'm really looking forward to, I really want to see year over year. I have been keeping a daily journal for 4 years now, like every day and sometimes, you know, you can't get to it that night and you make it up the next day, but I have them all filled out for the most part. I only go maybe a day or two before I catch up. And what I'd love to see is like, I may get them down. They're just kind of stored next to me here, is like if I got them down and started looking through them. But what I thought would be really interesting is to see on the same date 5 years in a row. And it's long term. And again, this is not a new concept. I know these have been out there for a while, but I have not done this. And I don't know if I'm going to track anything, but this was the only one I could find that had a grid. There's probably others out there. I just didn't find them. So, yeah, and this is like, I'm sure this is kind of a pleathery thing, just like this, but that's what I'm going to do. So, I don't know if I'm going to do any card pulls for this. I could, you know, along the way. It would be a nice, like, whenever I kind of need it. But my, like, thought was like, well, do I do this and my yearly journal? I usually use a Magic of I. Let me get that real quick. So I usually use this one. If you want to know like the size, it's pretty much, it's like an A5, slightly slim. I usually use this one every single year. I put all my personal stuff in here. I haven't been drawing any cards for this one, but I very much just kind of look at all the other stuff in here and kind of integrate that into my life. It's a good question. It's a good question. If I, like, does this replace this now and I have this for 5 years? I think I would really miss like all the information in here, like when the full moons are. And then I also have their digital planner. That's the other thing, is like, now that they have a one that you can sync with your Google Calendar, I may not need this. I don't know. I love the reflections in here. I love the goals that I set in the beginning. So I do a lot in this besides just journaling. I'll have to see. The new ones haven't, I don't think they've come out yet, but they will soon. Will it replace this? Do I want to write something different? Do I want to write to my father? I have in the past. I would say like the first year from him after he passed, I was writing to him in a journal. And that would be kind of special, because then this is more like memory and this is more like deep stuff. But I don't want to dwell on like, oh, you missed this. Like, that's not the point of this. It's more comparing year over year. So there is some overlap. I'll have to let you guys know what I do. But I just want to make a quick video about that because I'm starting that today. And I expect to keep up with it because I already have the habit built in. If you don't have the habit built in, I would suggest doing it once a week to start, to just kind of review over your week. Reviewing is so, to me, is so beneficial. I just learned so many different things thinking about, oh, that's how that went. But you can also kind of get down on yourself about some things and like, oh, why didn't I do it this way? No, that's not what reviewing is about. It's about stepping back, taking a non-judgmental view, just kind of an objective view of just like, well, this happened. These things happened. And then I did this, and that was interesting. So it's not, these aren't meant to be like total planning type. To me, it's like deep reflection. So, we'll see. I'll probably, I don't know if it's going to be a full year before I like say, oh yeah, I did the full year, or just kind of mention it maybe in one of my other planner videos and just say, yeah, it's going well. Maybe at the turn of the year, it might be good if I show my stack of like what I'm using. Yeah. It's so pretty though, this one. It'd be hard not to order one. That's the only thing, because this really does help me with setting up many other planners, like putting all the moon phases in and everything. Because I don't think I'll get a Hobonichi. The Hobonichi Weeks is really helping with that, but I don't think I'll get that again because it was way too small. So I think I'll use this to then translate all my moon like times. Because this is in Pacific time and I'm in Pacific time, and it works really well for me. So anyway, that's my short video. Let me know if you have any questions. Are you doing a 5-year journal? Have you ever done one? If you completed one, if you actually did one every single day, I would love to know what you thought when you looked back year over year. I kind of wonder about journals sometimes, like for my son, like if I'm getting way up there in age, would this be something he wanted to look back over or not? I don't know. Like right now, no. But maybe, you know, when he's middle-aged and he wants to like look over my thoughts. Like if there was a diary that my grandmother had, mother, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, like right now it's like your innermost thoughts, right? But if it was my grandmother, to hear how her life day to day was, I'd be really interested in that. But I don't know if we'll have grandkids, you know, so and that doesn't bother me, but it would be interesting. Just some thoughts. Thank you for joining me. Sorry it's so quick, but that's just what it is. I just want to do a little thing because since I was starting it today, I just wanted to get out the video today. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.